Toad's trying to toot with his wet little hand, singing tunes that made the internet stand. He croaked out jokes, oh, his humor was fine, until one day he crossed the big red white line. Oh Toad, you silly green star, your naughty song took it a little too far. They fired you quick, said you'd gone off key, but you're still singing for the world to see. He sang of bugs and mud, life in the pond, but one cheeky verse made the crowd respond. Some laughed, some gasped, said you'd gone off key, but you're still singing for the world to see. He sang of bugs and mud, life in the pond, but one cheeky verse made the crowd respond. Some laughed, some gasped, some called it obscene. Poor Toad, he just thought it was funny and keen. Oh Toad, you silly green star, your naughty song took it a little too far. They fired you quick, said you'd gone off key, but you're still singing for the world to see. He said, I'll croak my truth, let the critics glare. A toad's got to sing, I don't really care. Life's too short to just live it and hide. I'll strum my uke and take it in stride. Now he's viral again, a rebel in green, the pond's newest icon, a digital scene. With his ukulele and his quirky flair, Toad's tunes fill the airwaves everywhere.
Bongino in with a fiery glare. Cash followed suit with the devil-may-care air. They said they'd fight the system with a righteous hand. Two wild outlaws in a lawless land. Oh, Bongino and Cash, what a tale to tell. From rebel riders to the corporate shell. You swore you'd never be a part of the scheme. Now you're just a cog in the big machine. They tipped their hats and made their stand against the men who ruled the land. But the gold was shiny, the deal was sweet. Now they're talking smooth from the boss's seat. Oh, Bongino and Cash, what a tale to tell. From rebel riders to the corporate shell. You swore you'd never be a part of the scheme. Now you're just a cog in the big machine. They tipped their hats and made their stand against the men who ruled the land. But the gold was shiny, the deal was sweet. Now they're talking smooth from the boss's seat. Oh, Bongino and Cash, what a tale to tell. From rebel riders to the corporate shell. You swore you'd never be a part of the scheme. Now you're just a cog in the big machine. They said, trust us folks, we'll steer you right. But their words don't match the dead of night. They once were heroes, now just a facade, selling their souls for a fat paycheck nod. Townsfolk laugh as they tip their brims, watching the duo caught in their whims. They used to ride with fire and grit, now they sit in suits and barely fit.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
In a world where everything sucks. Two men have the balls to laugh at it. This is The System is Down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We missed a week, but fear not, we have not been canceled just yet. Let's see how this one goes. Yes, we're talking about it again. Let's go.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the worst show on the internet. This is The System is Down, sponsored and supported almost in its entirety by you guys in the Downers Club. People like William Ogle, Sir Tur, Nathan Gull, Keen Over, Guild Kate, John Winshower, Drugs for Robots, Autumn Pangea, Carolina No Tread, Abrogate, Dees, Maxwell, Kim Yippee, Justico, Silas, Denise, Perry, Adam, Donald, Matt, Osmotaz, Danielle, Sean, Luke, SDG, Stephen Hartman, Javari, Craig DeCosta, Howie Snowden, many, many more. If you want to get your name on that list and have it read incorrectly, someday going over to patreon.com/The System is Down. Sorry. The System is Down. The name of the show after patreon.com, The System is Down. Go there. You'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly content, at least on the weeks that we do these shows. We tend to always do an after party. So if you want a little bit more, if what we do here is just not enough to make you feel uncomfortable, go on over there, sign up, join, do the thing, be a good human, and I'll love you forever and ever, or until the day that you unsubscribe. Okay. Now, I can't do this show alone, and sometimes I like to have on my good pal Dave Casey to fill in my blanks, fill in my gaps, but sometimes my gaps are so vast that I need an extra toad in the mix. That's right, we have the ever-canceled, ever-banned, and ever-insufferable Mr. Toad. Oh, that's the wrong one. Mr. Toad!
Yeah, we're gonna DP you, man. You're lucky, Pierre.
Toad is back. It has been a hot minute since Toad has been on the show, and he's come a long way since last we spoke. Toad, you've been up to some things. How's life? How's life going?
It could be better. I'm in a transition period right now. I'm gonna be a woman pretty soon.
That's probably the way to go, because as I said on Twitter earlier today, if you were a hot chick, you would be a millionaire by now, based on the controversy that you have created and being able to have a GoFundMe stay up in honor of your transgressions. That you'd be bankrolling if you just had a nice wig and a nice rack.
Well, I have one of the two.
Yes, you do. And he does not have a wig yet, although that would make a lot more sense. But Toad, you are give a little bit of history about yourself. We don't need too much background because nobody cares. But you're on the Tower Gang podcast. You and I crossed paths years and years ago the first time at Pork Fest, and you were like, "Hey, you're that guy," and now I'm like, "Hey, you're that guy." So tell the people about you and where you come from and why, what you do on a regular basis. You don't need to get too deep into the specifics on the thing yet, but let's kill the music.
Yeah,
it's very distracting. All right, go ahead.
The thing, yeah. Back then, you didn't know who I was, and I was like, "You're Dan Smotz. You're in Lions of Liberty, I think, or something like that."
So you totally knew who I was. You're that guy who sometimes follows them around.
Well, they're all kind of retarded, so I just associated you with that group.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because of the retardation of it. No, yeah, I do Tower Gang, which is basically it's shit posting in podcast form. That's probably the best way to describe it. It is a super offensive comedy podcast where we cross the line regularly, and we're going to be on later tonight at 9:11 p.m. because that's the time of the towers, 9/11. So that's me, Clint from Liberty Lockdown, Cole who murders dogs, Jose from No Way Jose, and Top Lobster, the merch aficionado and also conspiracy guy now.
Yeah, everybody's branching out and doing their own things. You've also got your other show. I assume it's still happening. Better Off Dead, is it? I don't know. I've never lived.
It's more like Picker Off Dead now, I guess. I'm clarifying that I'm not actually betting any of the plays that I'm giving out, although today seemed like it was going pretty well. I don't know. But that's a sports gambling podcast where I get very suicidal.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
Very wholesome stuff all around, it sounds like. Now, you're in the the buzz as of late, because we talked about you last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, last time we did the show, because we talked about this Kanye West new jam, Heil Hitler, and as much as I love saying these phrases over and over again on Twitter, making sure that they have their eyes on me, we got to talk about it again, because I did want to get your take on it. I know that it was all you. It was all you coming up with a crazy idea, putting it out there, doing something funny, and what was the backlash of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I actually popularized the song. I think it wouldn't have gotten any traction if it wasn't for me doing the most ridiculous cover of it. But the point of the song, which, I mean, I'm hoping I've got this right, but I don't know, because you never know what's in Ye's mind, really. But I'm almost positive that the song is about, hey, we're getting canceled for saying like the most offensive shit that we could possibly say. So you're going to cancel me for it. So guess what? I'm going to cross the line as much as I can here, and I'm going to throw, the N-word with a Heil Hitler on it and be offended by whichever part of that offends you more. Right. Basically, it's almost kind of genius in a way. Yep. And of course, I cover like thousands of songs on ukulele, so I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do this one. There was some prodding from the Tower Gang co-hosts, especially Clint. So this is all his fault, by the way. I think he set me up, actually.
Has he contributed to the Give, Send, Go at all?
Yeah, he did. He was the first. The first donation, I think, came from him. It was
he should be. He's your only wealthy friend, and he was the one that caused it all. So
Right. Thanks, Clint. Yeah, I think he wanted me to get fired so that I have more time to spend focus on Tower Gang. I'm pretty sure is what his plan was. But with some of that prodding, I was like, yeah, you're right. I should do it, even though you can't even find the song anywhere. So I'm like, it's literally banned from like lyric sites, from any place where you could like listen to the song. It's banned from chord sites. So I'm like, I gotta.
Yeah, even the instrumental is banned. Like you're not allowed to listen to these notes because they are associated with a song that is very, very scary and very dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. Next, we're gonna cancel Wagner because Hitler listened to him, I think, something like that. Yeah, these notes are offensive to me now. So I basically just had to make it up because it's canceled everywhere. And I'm like, whatever, I think it'll be funny. I didn't expect it to get, 9 million views, I think is what it actually got, something like that. That was not expected at all. And then I'm like, all right, this is possibly not good because everybody's seeing it now. I started getting like just tons of death threats, basically. There was a bunch of people on the woke left. Well, I had some praise as well. There were some like white supremacist hits coming in, a bunch of DMs that were like, dude, I love this thing.
But then making a lot of new fans, a lot of skinheads, a lot of, the usual.
It was either,
Tower
everybody
Gang
really,
fans.
Right. Everybody really, really loved it or really, really hated it. And the haters came in, they're like threatening death towards me. I don't think they ever got my address, so at least there's that. But at some point,
if you need it, hit me up.
Right.
I know where to find.
That's right. I think if I've gotten anything shipped from you, you know my address. But yeah, at some point, one of these crazy woke leftists, or possibly maybe even somebody in the liberty sphere who hates me, because a lot of these people hate me and they don't even really know who I am. Somebody, maybe multiple people, figured out what my work is somehow, even though I try to keep myself completely separate from that, but they somehow figured it out, called my company, and my company are like a DEI woke progressive company pretty much. I mean, we're in Boston, Mass. So they, I guess, immediately decided to fire me, but they kind of like were just like hinting at it all week. Basically, we're like, we're going to have closed door meetings in front of you.
So they still didn't even have the balls to actually
in those meetings.
Be
they have no balls. They have no balls. And then when they actually fired me, it was Friday. I was remote because I was getting some work done on my vehicle and stuff. I was remote. They did it during over a Zoom call, and they set up the Zoom call like it was a standard engineering meeting. So totally, total deception involved there. I come in and it's the CEO, HR, and they're like, we've seen a certain video that you did, and we're terminating you.
And frankly, you could have been like, which one? Because as you said, there's a lot of shit out there that you've said, and especially on the podcast. I can't believe you said you've been there for like, 10, 12 years? How did they not find any of this stuff before now?
9 years, yeah. I'm just that good, man.
Well, I figured out who you were. But
but the other thing is, I use a pseudonym on here. This is a totally separate world that I'm in, life that I have, totally separate from my job. It never affected my job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, so I think it's a bit ridiculous.
And clearly,
really.
he works for a company that's very diverse, and he didn't lynch anybody. He didn't string anybody up. It never made its way off of Twitter until now.
That's right.
Dude,
I've been told that I was a diversity hire. I was told that probably because I'm retarded or something. I don't know.
That could be.
We fucking retarded. I want to hear more, obviously, but I want to know. I'm kind of joking, but I'm serious. Is the price of fame worth it? Like,
The jury's out.
yeah, we're not sure yet. All right, let's see how this Give Send Go goes. No, but I mean, like, to go back to just your opening, like, you guys are like very active in the podcast space. You obviously love doing this stuff. Are you like kind of looking at this like an opportunity to, I'm not saying be a full-time podcaster or whatever. I don't know, but like, are you going to take advantage of that, or are you like still looking for a job in the space you're in, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I kind of want to somehow do both. Like, I need some amount of income that's more than what we're getting from this shitty podcast right now. So,
Right.
I mean, I kind of want to do, but if I could do the podcast and
What do I look like?
live
Clint
off-
Russell? I'm broke, bitch.
Yeah, I wasn't in the mortgage.
I say that all the time.
I wasn't
Right.
in the real estate industry for over a decade, and I couldn't retire when I was 35 or whatever the hell you did. But yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to just do that full time because that is what I like to do. I got to figure out something in the meantime. So probably one like ideal scenario might be that I get like some sort of remote work where I can live off of that and do it all simultaneously. And obviously, it would have to be a job that isn't going to fire me over saying the N-word online.
And it's not like you can go in with anonymity at this point too easily either, since you're
Oh,
out there
what didn't work out at your last job?
a lot more than you were 9 years ago when you got that job.
I mean, I don't know, really. Like, well, everything is kind of
Like,
just
I'm
flash in the
rethinking
pan,
coming on
right?
this
Like,
show. We should probably. It's a good point.
nobody watches your show, Dan.
I know. Todd. Thank you.
No, nobody watches Tower Gang either. So, but I think that everything is kind of a flash in the pan, right? Like a moment. Like I'm not gonna have like permanent fame off of this. You know what I mean? I don't even think I had fame anyway. Like at the peak of it, I don't even think I would even call that fame. So I mean, it got enough eyes that my job fired me, which is bullshit. And I don't even know if that should have been allowed legally. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, moving on from that.
Got you enough fame to go on a super bigwig podcast like InfoWars, which is not showing up here.
Got on InfoWars, yeah, and Elijah Schaefer had me on as well. Those were the two big guns that had me on there. There you go, American Journal. I look exactly the same there.
Same chair, same clothes, same everything. Yeah, you went on InfoWars and they broke it all down as well. But I should point out, since we're that type of show, that you did snub me last week or 2 weeks ago because you were holding out for bigger shows. Do you feel like you've gotten all that fame out of your system and now you're like, I guess I'll take what I can get now? You Hawk 2'd real fast, all the way down to the Hawk 2 coin within like a week.
Yeah, pretty much. That's right. The my trophy wife already left me, so now I'm fuck. Now I'm scraping the gutter here now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
That's what she said as well.
I do think we did play it last week, but I do think we should play a little bit of the song just because it's just so laughable if you know who you are and if you know like what your background is and what you guys' show is and stuff. And even if you don't, if you just see this as a passerby on the street, just some dude, I mean, if I didn't know you, I would say in his parents' basement or something, in his pajamas, playing the ukulele in a video game chair, just hanging out.
Awful, dude. It is awful. Like I didn't expect that many people to see it. So yeah, I'm in pajamas. I look like shit. Even the capo is like askew there. Like what am I even doing?
Like,
dude,
not trying at the song,
I haven't even
barely even trying at life. Clearly, by so many.
Yeah, I didn't even do the song well.
I disagree. I think you did a fantastic job. I think it's a great cover. I joked online, but I might like it better than the original version.
A lot of people said that.
You should
because
record
he's
it.
funnier
That's-
than the
that should be the
original,
next
I would
move.
say.
You need to go to iTunes. You need to put that on there.
That'll go great.
Oh yeah, it'll last for like 5 hours probably.
Yep, they'll take your money
That's
and then
right.
pull it
I
down.
forgot. Yeah, that's right.
All right, here is the evil that got this man fired, kind of doxed-ish, at least in name, right? What all did they get on you? What all has been put out there?
I don't know if it actually like became public. I mean, my name is out there publicly now. I mean, it's on the Give Send Go and whatever, so people
Yeah.
know my name now. But people figured out what my name was, and they figured out what company I worked for. So I
Right.
don't really quite know how they were able to figure that out. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
So, yeah, if they were able to figure out where you work, they definitely know where you live. So just, hang in there. But this is the evil that is going to get Toad killed.
it's so sweet.
Man, these people took my kids from me, then they closed my bank account. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out. Thinking of stuck in a matrix, where the fuck's my nitrous? Yes, I am a cuck, I like when people fuck on my bitch. The shit that I posted on Twitter, telling me I don't say that. On these kids, Nazis, nigga, Hitler. Nigga, Hitler, nigga, Hitler. All my niggas, Nazis, nigga,
Nazi fags.
All right. So there's that.
Awesome.
There's the thing. I do want to go back to Dave's question on was it worth it? Like, was not even just was it worth it for the fame, but was it worth it for the joke? Because you knew as soon as Clint said, you got to do this, and probably even before that, with it being something that you do for everybody. And it's, as you've said, it's not like the first time you've dropped an N-bomb or, profane language or said whatever you want. It's not the first time for any of that, but this is the one that made all this go down. Was it worth it for the sake of telling the joke that you knew you had to tell?
Yeah, I mean, the joke is always worth it, man. As a now professional comedian, as described by various articles that came out about it.
And
yeah,
the comedy
joke
scene's gone way down.
The joke always has to be worth it, man. I mean, that's the way to go about life. You can't walk on eggshells, man, and just not put a joke out there that you think might be funny. You got to just try it, just do it. I think more people laughed than fired me over this. So
Sure. It's because more people were on the internet than employing you. So that would be the case. Now, have you gotten any other backlash, like any family, friends, or anybody else come out of the woodwork to chastise you over this? Or are they kind of used to your shit at this point?
I mean, anybody that knows me from school, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't talk to like really anybody anymore. I don't have any friends, Dan.
Has the ADL
Really,
written up
so-
anything about you? Anything like that?
I don't know. I hope I'm on the SPLC
Right.
hate list or whatever the hell it is. I hope I got
Hate
on there now.
watch.
Yeah, the hate watch. The hate watch. But no, like, I mean, my like immediate family, I mean, they're behind me. Like, they agree with me on this, even if they don't agree with
I want to see the
particular-
family picture from the reunion where everybody's throwing up the Roman salutes together as a family and shaving their heads.
Yeah, I'm actually from Alabama. My dad's actually a Grand Wizard.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see where it comes from.
They're all KKK.
All my family's Nazis.
No, like they're just kind of a normal family, but they understand like what is going on here. Like my mom definitely understands like the cultural moment, I would say. Like she's pretty based. My dad is kind of off and like I'm gonna listen to what like all the news media tells me, and he's still like on my side on this as well. And I think my sister is too. And my sister is kind of like a somewhat progressive, but somewhat former progressive who really went like anti the COVID regime during the COVID shit. So
Nice.
yeah, so that's the immediate family. They stand by me, and nobody else really talks to me other than the people in the liberty sphere at this point. So, like I
Dude,
said, I
I,
have no friends at this point.
I followed you obviously through the COVID stuff, and I know that you were at the same job then, and you managed to navigate your way through that shitstorm, dude. And so when I saw that this happened, obviously it's
Yeah.
not my life, but I was feeling for you, dude. I mean, like that really sucks to go through all that just to have like, that happen over a song, over a parody song. It's just, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but I do appreciate that you when keeping it real goes wrong. I appreciate that you kept it real and you did the shit and told the joke.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm not going to change who I am. Like, so I won, the vaccine battle. I never got it, and they never fired me over it. So they put the mandate down,
And then
I
immediately
think-
after, you're like Heil Hitler, and they're like, nope, too far.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
One step
I
too
could,
far.
I could kill everybody in the office with a virus, but I can't say words.
Yeah, and have you explored? I assume you have the legality of this case, because, I mean, I don't know. First Amendment rights are pretty malleable these days, but I mean, you were just like, it's not even like you wrote a song and you put out a message, or you wore a shirt to work, or you shouted something at somebody. You sat in your room and played somebody else's song, sang along to what somebody else wrote, and they're like, well, that karaoke you did there, son, is that's a bridge too far for us here.
Right.
Also, do you want to say the name of the company and dox them, because I feel like they deserve it?
I'm not commenting on any of that yet. While there may be something in the works as far as the legal process is concerned, but we will see.
Gotcha. Do you think that are you able to say whether or not you think there's enough there to pursue it?
It seems like there may be, but what I wind up getting out of it is probably not going to be a ton.
Yeah, I do like. I mean, the whole thing is just hilarious to me, because not only did the song happen, not only did these awful things happen to a person who nobody deserved it more than you, Toad. But in addition to all those great things, there's these articles coming out of man doxed, fired after covering this Kanye West song, and like they can't, like, all of the headlines, they can't get like a good picture of you. They are just taking it from that video, and from that video it's just like, it makes it so much more hilarious that every single article is just you sitting in your pajamas making a stupid face.
Well, I think that helps my cause, right? Because it's like, look at this guy. He's clearly retarded.
Yep. You should have just went full on like mental illness or something and just played extra downs. So that, you'd have
I thought I
more.
did.
I mean, you do a pretty good job of it on the regular. Now, immediately after you did this song, Kanye West came back out and about-faced on all of this and said, thank you, God. I forgive those who have caused me pain. God, forgive me for the pain I've caused. I love all people. He's like, I'm done with anti-Semitism and all that. He's very, very apologetic. Did you break Kanye West, or
Yes.
What is good? I mean, this also isn't anything new, because Kanye West has done that before. He's gone back and forth on the Jews thing. He had the 21 Jump Street thing from like 2 years ago, where he was like, I watched 21 Jump Street. Jonah Hill's pretty funny, so I like Jews again. And then he had this one where he sincerely apologized in, I don't know, Hebrew or something to the Jews. So like, none of this is new for anybody anywhere, but we're going to pretend like it is. And Kanye West's album, as far as I know, is still coming out or leaking out or something like that. So it's just quite a beautiful clusterfuck all around. And I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh, did you break Kanye West? Did you did you do so well at your thing, your banger of a song? And Kanye West just like, man, I got to rethink some things.
Yeah, well, I think I had the most popular cover of it, and I think the fact that I got fired over it, he's like blaming himself for it. So he's doing like a complete about face for that reason. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I don't know. I haven't asked him about it, but
yeah,
no. Yeah, we're tight, man.
Did he share it? He shared it at one point, didn't he?
Nope.
No?
He shared. Foundring did like a vocalist. He did like a
the
keyboard
piano one.
rendition of it, which was good, except he didn't say the N-word in it because it wasn't singing it. And I'm like, come on, man, just say it.
Then he
Say
did
it.
another one, and he still replaced it with honky or something like that. But
Oh yeah, well he did like a parody of it or something. So Kanye shared his initial like cover of it. Mine got like so big I thought he was gonna like share it, but he must have really hated it.
Too white, way too white. I mean, there was the honky tonk piano, but Toad is still way too white for the cover of this.
He should have shared it.
Yeah,
I wish. Yeah, he probably saw it.
yeah. What's your? I've seen you've done a few songs since then. Do you have like? I saw you did one for Chase Oliver today or yesterday, which was beautiful. Just a beautiful song.
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
for Libertarian Goth asked me to do that. That was Turbo Negro.
Mhm.
If you're familiar with them, they're
I'm not.
like I think they're a
Turns out.
Scandinavian. They're like a Scandinavian punk band. They
And what was
they
the
have
name
a
of the
song
song?
called the song is called Rendezvous with Anus. So I dedicated it to Chase Oliver because it's liberty unity, man. Like Libertarian Goth fights with Chase Oliver online all the time. She's awesome. He's not. She wanted the song. She likes the song. He likes the subject matter of the song. So I'm like, okay, let's. I'll dedicate.
It's a
it to
win
him.
all around.
together.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I can't believe that still comes in handy
Any
from time
excuse,
to time.
yeah, any excuse to drop that.
Oh man. Dave, do you have your ads pulled up? Because I forgot to, and we should
no.
probably do those.
You have sponsors? What?
Yeah, dude, we totally have sponsors.
We lost ours on Tower Gang. I don't know.
What?
Nadeau cut us off. I don't know. We were talking about like using their products for suicide, circumcision, butthole shaving. I don't. Why would they not like that?
I have no idea. But if you are, prepare to revolutionize your undercarriage, boys and girls. Not girls, unless you're the certain kind. With Sheath's patented dual pouch technology, it's like your boys get their own VIP lounge, one compartment for the wand and another for the jewels. Any thoughts on that one, Dave, that you wrote?
All I'm saying is whether you're sprinting through life or just trying to cool things, keep things chill. Sheath's moisture wicking, you motherfucker. Sheath's moisture wicking breathable fabric keeps you feeling like you're on permanent vacation from the swamp, bro.
Agreed. So drain that swamp and go to sheathunderwear.com and use the promo code SYSTEM at checkout. Say hello to the sweet, sweet breeze of freedom, liberty, and freedom of speech. Freedom of speech for... I can't even try to tie this back into what we were talking about. Don't settle for less. Choose underwear engineered for your boys at sheathunderwear.com and use promo code SYSTEM. Yes.
That's right. You didn't use my Sheath modeling photos for that? Come on, man.
should have for this one at least. I should have hit
Oh, yeah. Blown
Sheath doesn't even quite fit me. I know they're your sponsor. I love Sheath, but I'm built like really in a fucked
It's an
up way.
affiliate link. It's fine. You can trash them. They're overpriced. Go on.
Well, like basically, like I don't know, like my balls and my dick, I think are like not really in the right like spot. Like they're all like.
If you could just
It's
reverse,
never
if
been
you
the
could
same
just,
since.
just pivot the whole thing just a little bit to the left to just shift out.
No, like they're too high. Either they're too high or my belly button is too low. I don't know. That's something that's something known about me. There's like almost no gap between my belly button and my cock.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So the sheath like doesn't like fit properly.
That's not
on
it.
me. I don't know.
That's not the move.
I mean, if that is true,
my
I'm
fault,
glad
not
we did
theirs.
not pull up the Sheath underwear ad that you made. But yeah, that
I look
seems
good
like
in
it'd be
it.
hard to conceal. Now, one more thing that I got here. We got an update on what we can and can't say and what words and definitions mean. Benjamin Netanyahu weighed in with this week.
Free Palestine is just today's version of Heil Hitler.
Wow.
Toad,
Yeah, I quote tweeted that, and I said, "Wow, this new Kanye West song, Free Palestine, must be a huge banger." Or
Free
something like that.
Palestine. Yeah, I mean, he's just making the job easier. If he wants to say that that's the same thing, then that's just giving the Nazis an easier way to say it without saying it. But
Well, it's
you
also
know,
like
they-
kind of doing.
also
It's like
saying I
doing
don't
the-
like the war is the same to them as saying Heil Hitler, so it doesn't really
Right.
matter.
But in saying something like that, it's also almost like doing what Kanye West is trying to do, or I don't know if he's trying to do it, but I think what he's accomplishing is that these words like mean less than they ever did before. Like Heil Hitler, you're just saying it in the middle of a song. Like you're not actually heiling Hitler. Like it just, the meaning is like,
Like
yeah,
20 tribal-looking black dudes screaming N-word Heil Hitler. Like
right.
I hope that's it. I hope that he's trying to destroy the matrix where those words have power, so that because Netanyahu wants everybody to be a Nazi. Because if everybody's a Nazi, you can just call them a terrorist, black bag them, throw them in the fucking thing, and you know that's the way that we do Nazis.
Right. But if that's the case, it also, it doesn't mean anything. Although, again, I mean,
Right.
well, I don't think did I say this before, but I think also it's just like this whole thing is just backlash for like decades and decades of woke cancel culture bullshit where it's just built up to the point where it's just like, yeah, fuck you, Heil Hitler, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. I mean, after everyone being called Nazis for the last 16 or so years, it's like, well, this was coming at some point for somebody. And yeah, for Kanye West to put it out and to prove the point that if you say this stuff and you will get removed from certain platforms, and it's because you don't understand the things I say on Twitter. That's
right.
That's almost all it is. And then you come out with the pajama pants ukulele cover, and you're like, they don't understand things I say on Twitter, and your boss is like, Toad, could you please come on this Zoom call because we don't understand the things you say on Twitter. You're not going to be able to work here anymore. It's like, well, you could keep proving the point, or you could try and, go against it or argue with it, but this is fine.
Yeah, everything about that song is proving the point. It's like I tweeted out that it was very similar to that South Park episode, Banned in China, where they intentionally bashed, what's his name? I forget the Chinese president. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. They made him Winnie the Pooh on the show. Yeah, whatever the hell his name is. They bashed him. Yeah, Xi Jinping. Yeah, him. They bashed him, and it proved their point. China banned the episode, and now this is doing the same thing, but even to a more extreme degree, where it's like he's literally saying, "I'm saying things that you're canceling me over." Oh, and then that song gets canceled from everywhere, and it gets other people canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you do have a Give, Send, Go. Do you want to tell people about that, where they can find it, and why they should send money to a guy who just said mean things on the internet?
That's right. GiveSendGo.com/TowerGangToad. Probably only going to leave it up for another couple of days or so, maybe. Yes, thank you. Thank you for. That's not me. That's Joshua is just the guy that's running my campaign, running the Give, Send, Go
campaign manager.
Joshua. He's my manager. He's handling everything for me. But yeah, I mean, this is the purpose of this is to just help me out while I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Potentially help me move out of Massachusetts finally, because obviously the politics here don't agree with me, and potentially some of the money might go towards any legal fees that might happen. Except Elon said that he was going to cover that. If you saw that tweet from 2 years ago, he said explicitly, if you lose your job over something you say on Twitter, I will cover your legal expenses. So, hey, Elon, where are you at, bro?
Yeah, the Elon before going to take the tour of Israel with Ben Shapiro and Netanyahu, he would have been already had your back. But I wonder if this Elon will get you.
Yeah, I think it's because specifically it was the Heil Hitler cover. He's just like, nope, I'm not going to deal with that.
Can't deal with that one.
I will help anybody. I will help anybody who gets deleted because of something that they post on my platform. Unless it's mean. Unless it's too mean, then no.
Right.
GiveSendGo.com/TowerGangToad. Also, I should mention, and I probably should have mentioned this before now, my brother, his house just caught on fire yesterday. So if you want to go to support him also, I'll put a link in the chat or in the comments or something. But yeah, go help Craig out. He used to be a big part of this show, and they're having some tough shit going on right now.
Toad, I can't believe you'd come on here and hawk your Give, Send, Go when his brother's fucking house just burned down, bro. That's just...
I could look past the words and the mean words and stuff, but I mean, just coming on here to gloat about yourself when other people are suffering in the world. Good God.
That's right. Is it insurance fraud? What's he doing there?
It is not. I can confirm that it is not.
Arson?
Looks like it.
Well, he was renting, so I don't think any of that would help very much. But moving on, actually, let's go ahead and... Did you have anything else on that whole stuff? If not, we can move on to some other news. And if it ties back to this anyway, a lot of things are cancellation and First Amendment issues right now. But you got anything else on your current struggle?
On mine current conf? Yeah, no. I think we covered it. Yeah.
My current conf.
In that case, I'm just gonna go do some light reading, and we will be right back after a quick break from our sponsors.
Hey there, do you like shirts? Of course you do. Well, get a load of these shirts from DissidentShop.com. Your one-stop shop for all the latest designs that will make your friends go, oh, wow. That guy is so based, I want to be his friend during the apocalypse. Go to dissidentshop.com and wear the dissidents you want to see in the world.
Have you or a loved one been injured by some fuck nuggets, reckless driving, a tumble at your shitty job, or some other form of dumb shit outside of your control? Well, fear not, because today's episode is sponsored by a lawyer. Lone Star Injury Attorneys is an award-winning personal injury law firm that achieves maximum results for its injured clients. Max the Axe is not just a lawyer, but a hardcore Mises Caucus libertarian and also a big supporter of this show and all of our bullshit. Max is the best personal injury lawyer in Texas, but don't judge him by his occupation or location. Max is an avid defender of liberty and justice in whatever state you got fucked in. If you've been injured and your ass needs saving, go with the pros at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Visit LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com or Google Max the Axe. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Once again, go to LoneStarInjuryAttorneys.com and get your ass covered.
And we are back in Toadless again, but we are here now. Toad, have you considered reaching out to Max the Axe for some of you?
I was going to say, yeah, does he do wrongful termination?
I'm not sure, but you should check him out at that website that was just read on the ad.
I'm injured emotionally, so.
That's right. Now,
They hurt me.
you know who else is injured emotionally? Because he's been going through some similar cancellation nonsense.
Your brother? Oh.
No.
Oh.
He's not getting canceled, but that would be another thing to add to his plate right now. No,
Maybe he played the cover and people got mad and lit his house on fire. I don't know how
it's
things work.
possible, but I think if you're safe, he's probably safe. Well, I guess not. Who knows? Yeah, he was attacked by an angry roving gang of anti-toads. Yeah. Now we are going to. I wanted to play this clip because I think it does play nicely with some of the stuff that you're going through. Because Matt Walsh recently had this stuff where he accidentally shared an image that was like an AI generated image that had. It's not even apparent. It's not even clear unless you like squint and tilt your head sideways that there's a bit of a white swastika in there, and he shared it with something that had nothing to do with that. But James Lindsay, of course, came out of the woodwork to insist that he was.
What is going on with those dogs?
I think we lost Smotz.
We lost Dan.
Anyway, nope,
Oh.
nope, I'm back. I was just yelling at my dogs. Matt Walsh had this this stuff happen to him, and he released his own statement of sorts. You released a statement on yours. I don't have it pulled up. I'm pretty sure you did throw up a salute at the end of it that may not have been advised by your lawyer, but
it was advised by my my guys though in Tower Gang.
Oh sure, yeah, that's always a good choice. Here was Matt Walsh's response to similar controversies on his end.
To any of the smear merchants on any side of the aisle from any faction who have been spreading this story and demanding that I issue a statement, here is my statement to you. I apologize for nothing. I owe you nothing. I will not clarify anything for you or explain anything to you. I know what you're doing. I know the game you're playing. And if on some incredibly obscure chance any of you are sincerely offended or hurt or outraged or concerned, I don't care. Your feelings are your problem. I don't give a damn about them or you. I decline to take part in this struggle session, and I have nothing but contempt for anyone trying to drag me into it. The only truly aggrieved party here is me. I am the one being defamed and smeared across the internet by a bunch of gutless worms like yourselves. So you should be apologizing to me. The only person owed an apology is me. You should be issuing a statement to me to clarify and explain why you've decided to behave like a bunch of blood-sucking leeches instead of human beings. That's the statement I'm waiting for. But I won't hold my breath. And I hope you don't hold your breath waiting for me to say what you want me to say or do what you want me to say, because you will be dead before that happens. I am not your circus monkey. I'm not going to dance for you because you yell at me or throw me a treat.
Isn't that a direct quote from you, Toad? Haven't you
Yes,
said
it
that?
is. It is.
I didn't even catch that until now on that connection.
I will say whatever I want to say when I want to say it, and I will do what I want to do when I want to do it. That is all the explanation you are ever going to get. And it's still a hell of a lot more than you deserve. So in conclusion, piss off, you ridiculous, lying, soulless frauds. To any others-
All right. Well put. Well,
I don't even know what he was talking about there, but he's been pretty based recently. So
he has been. He's been pushing the line a bit. What do you think about Matt Walsh as of undying support for the war in Israel? Is he just their controlled opposition to that at this point, or is he trying to get out or trying to ruffle some feathers?
No, I think he's being legitimate. My expectation is that he's probably going to be off on his own and not at the Daily Wire anymore soon. That hasn't happened yet, right?
It has not. He's still there.
To me, it seems like he's kind of going down the Candace Owens path, and I think they're both saying what they actually think, as far as I can tell. I don't think he's lying to us.
Yeah. I hope you're correct. You got any thoughts on that apology video there, Dave?
Yeah, I've seen the conspiracy theories that he's like their token Christian or whatever. But I don't know, between that and the documentaries that he's put out, like he's, definitely the best thing going at the Daily Wire. Like I despise the Daily Wire. Like fuck that whole organization, but that was awesome. So give me more of that shit. And he should leave. Yeah. Go do something with Candace Owens. Yep. For sure.
You guys been watching, I know we all have seen James Lindsay, but have you guys been watching James Lindsay on his, not just his tirade about the woke right and everything, but just his level of stupid. He posted this the other day. He said, "This site is going to die." And he included a screenshot of this post is from an account you muted. This post is from an account you muted. This post is from an account you muted.
He muted
That's
them.
it. That's it.
What is he talking about?
This site is going to die because I muted people and I don't like it. Like, he's just gone. He's just. We usually have a Harry Sisson segment that Dave hates whenever I bring up Harry Sisson. James Lindsay, as of late, has been replacing Harry Sisson because James Lindsay is just. I don't know. What is James Lindsay's deal? Is James Lindsay bought out, or is James Lindsay's brain completely fried? Because there's a part of me that's like, oh, he's bought out because he's opposing all the people who are against this war, and he's saying that they're woke right or whatever, and he's clearly a paid shill. But then he posts stuff like that, and like the thing where he's like, I miss the days when I used to see hot chicks in my algorithm, and now all I see is racism. It's like, well, Jim, that's how algorithms work if you're only clicking on racism all day and not hot chicks. But like, I don't know. He just says, I didn't follow him before, so I don't know if this is, I don't know, out of character. It's not like Jordan Peterson, who we're going to get to next, where he's done a complete 180. I don't know James Lindsay of yesteryear. Do you guys have any insight? Is he broken or just fucking retarded? Or bought out? Either way.
Both. I think he is broken and retarded, but he was always on like the side of Zionism, I'm pretty sure. It's just that I think he's digging in further, and it's like really, really breaking him. And I think the whole just started to call things the woke right and whatever, and all the backlash from that. He's becoming increasingly broken. I think Dave Smith may have broken him at some point with that back and forth that they had. I don't know, man, but to me, it's not out of character, but it is like an escalation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you were on the wrong side of the COVID stuff also, once you realize you're wrong, you have a choice to make of whether to admit I was wrong and eat shit, or I kind of feel like some part of James Lindsay has to be like, I'm not winning this debate at all, but I am too far gone now, and I got to stick to it, otherwise I'll be the fraud.
Right. Yeah, it's very difficult to admit that you're wrong, especially after you've gone this far down this path. Like you almost can't do it.
Yeah,
it takes a real man to do it, and he is not one. And he's not clicking on hot women because he's gay. So,
well, that'll do it. Yeah. And a racist because he's only clicking on racism.
Yeah, I think that, I think that he's the spirit of William F. Buckley lives within him, and he does what Ben Shapiro has done for quite some time, and that's completely come in and discredit the anti-war segments of libertarians and conservatives, and that's what these guys do, is just poison the well. And That's why every single person he's got an issue with is usually pretty good. Tucker, Candace, Dave. It's just like a very targeted thing. You never heard the term woke right before Trump got elected. It's like, all right, we're on to this phase now, and we're gonna fucking hammer out these guys who were in
and
here.
You heard Nazis, anti-Semitism, and all that stuff. You heard about that the entire time, but now it's like a rebrand of that, where he's like, well, you can't be in this party unless you agree with me on this war, and everybody agrees but you, or whatever. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, it legitimately, like, he's calling it woke right. I think just because if you're anti-Israel or anti-Zionism, you happen to align with like these crazy leftist Free Palestine people, which they're like a broken record. They just happen to be on the right side of that issue, even though I don't even think they understand it. Like, I hate those people still. But he's calling it woke right just because he thinks that it's, I guess, like, it associates you with the left if you're on that side of it. But I mean, that's not actually true. It's just a slur to.
It's a manipulation tactic to convince boomers who have heard, oh, woke bad, woke bad, woke bad. And now he's like, well, I want to call this thing bad. And the best way to get the boomer conservative Trump supporter to, join my side is to call it woke. That's the phrase that they know. So if we say it's woke, people won't look any deeper. They'll just assume. Oh,
it's also a leftist tactic, ironically, to say what you're actually doing. So like, he is just like the woke left would say, you're a racist, you're a Nazi. He's going, you're an anti-Semite and you're not, he's doing this. He's doing the thing while
exactly. He's actually the woke right. Well, I wouldn't even consider him to be on the right, to be honest. He's a liberal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a lump in the middle that grifts around from place to place, it seems, and starts controversy. And I've also seen him like complaining that he doesn't have a bigger part in the MAGA movement as a leader. And it's like, well, you don't just switch parties and then become a leader, especially if you're going to switch parties, become some sort of a leader and then start attacking everybody that's in that movement on that side of the aisle or whatever, and then expect people to be like, oh, good point, former liberal. Yeah, that's a great idea you got there.
Was he in another party? I don't even know.
He was a Democrat before, I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong.
I didn't even know that. I'm not up on the history.
He voted for, this was one of his tweets, like, oh, like, proud, voted for Hillary with my lesbian daughter.
I've heard it.
Like, oh, great. Cool. Pretty awesome.
He has a daughter?
Yeah, we've made fun of his daughter on Tower Gang, actually. She's
of course you did.
I've found her nudes online, actually. She's kind of a hoe.
See, and you wonder why this guy's broken. He's projecting everybody else.
Then we got Jordan Peterson. I noticed this last week putting out like some course on parenting and stuff. It's like, didn't your daughter have a kid with Andrew Tate out of marriage and he's an absent father? I'm pretty sure that's true. I don't know.
I think they probably banged, but I don't think she had a kid out of.
Caleb Peterson. She did have a kid. You're saying the father of her kid is Andrew Tate?
That's the rumor that I've heard.
That would make me like her more, to be honest. I'm back on the Caleb Peterson side now.
I'm back.
All right. We did mention I was going to save this for the after party, and it'll tie into that a little bit. But before Jordan Peterson, I do want to play this quick Scott Adams video that has to do with what we were just talking about on if you're deeply into something, at what point do you have the balls to just own it and eat it and be a real human?
Completely. Right. Having said as clearly as possible that the anti-vax people seem to be the winners, I want you to hear that clearly. The anti-vax people appear to be the winners. The anti-vaxxers clearly are the winners at this point, and I think it'll probably stay that way. And I don't want to put any shade on that whatsoever. They came out the best. They have the winning position. The unvaccinated have a current advantage because they feel better. The thing they're not worrying about is what I have to worry about, which is, I wonder if that vaccination 5 years from now, because really the anti-vaxxers, I think, were really just distrustful of big companies and big government. That's never wrong. It's never wrong to distrust government. It's never wrong to distrust big companies, right? So if you just took the position, let's just distrust everything the government did, well, you won. You won.
Nazi fags.
You won completely. I did not end up in the right place. Agree? You would all agree with that, right? I did not end up in the right place. The right place would be natural immunity, no vaccination. You should take victory, and I should take defeat. We can agree on that, right? That my position is now the weakest, and your position has gone from the weakest to the strongest.
That's about as clear as, I mean, he spends another minute or so repeating, I was wrong, you were right. I mean, that takes a little bit of balls to be like, especially as somebody who has such a big platform as he has and who was so outspoken, and he is good on some things and bad on other things historically, and for him to not only have been bad on it, we know a lot of people have been bad on it and have kind of come around, but we don't really see people all that often come out and be like, no, I was legitimately stupid on this one. And you guys, even if you didn't necessarily know why, even if it was just because you were distrusting of the government, and it worked out to be the case, I was fucking wrong and you were all completely right. So good on him.
Right. Yeah. Good for him for saying it. He's admitting it. And I think that, I don't know if he's going to have this takeaway from it or not, but I would hope that the takeaway from that should be that distrusting government should always be the default position, because that's going to put you on the right side almost 100% of the time. And that's just the way that it is. That's where we already were. Like, I'm assuming you guys were already like on that side, like coming into the COVID stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw that it was like happening. Like as it was like building up to that, I'm like, this is not good. Like I see what's about to happen here. So I was distrusting it way before that, man. Like during like the Zika shit, I was like, this is a lie. Fuck this shit.
Zika, so Ebola, it was like, swine flu, bird flu. There's always a new flu. I thought it was just going to be another one of the same, and I didn't think that they would take it to where they did. I thought it would just be another SARS thing, like all the COVID, like the 25 strains of COVID that we've had since then, including this new one, has been just nothing burgers, because they try and then it doesn't catch in the zeitgeist, so and just goes away like all the rest of them. But this one did not, and we all know how that went.
Yeah, and it did in 2020, unfortunately. But Scott Adams, I mean, he's an interesting guy. Like, I like that he'll admit that he's wrong. He did have that one thing that he said about, like, basically staying away from black people, which will basically, keep you protected and keep you safe. And I was like, this guy's definitely correct about that. he's on to something there. So I like that. And his book about how Trump won is actually pretty good as well. He was, like, pretty good on the his initial takes on Trump during like the 2016 stuff. He got a lot of that correct.
Yeah. I didn't follow him all that much up until somewhere around the COVID times. He started to creep across my radar. I saw when he did the thing about black people, which if you go back and look at it, it was a lot of tongue in cheek, and he was making some points based off of what I believe a black journalist wrote, and he was kind of responding to that. I don't remember all the details, but he caught my attention then, Dilbert guy, because he got fired basically from writing his comic that has been a thing since I was born, I'm pretty sure. Like, I had a CD case that had Dilbert on it as a child. I still have it here somewhere. Like, this dude has been quietly a part of culture for as long as we've been alive, for the most part, and for him to speak out against anything is brave, and for him to be so just honest and controversial in his takes, and not only in controversy for the sake of controversy, but when he realizes that he's wrong about something, he will do something like that, it would seem. So hats off to him.
Yeah, I actually had a computer science professor in college, probably one of the like sophomore year classes or something, and he would give extra credit on every test. He would give you a blank Dilbert cartoon and you had to fill it out. And basically if you made him laugh, you got extra points on the test.
Awesome.
Basically extra credit.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was the start of my comedy career, actually.
Was it all just racist jokes?
I got extra credit on some. I was like, hell yeah.
Just all N-words and Sea Kyles.
Yeah. It was the start of Tower Gang back then.
Yeah. Dave, you got any thoughts on Scott Adams? If not, we're going to move on to Jordan Peterson and his latest shenanigans.
Yeah, that's the atonement that I wanted to see at a minimum from all lockdowners, and he did it.
If Chris Cuomo did that, I'd be listening to Chris Cuomo right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't listen to him, but I'd respect him a lot more.
I think Scott Adams is like really sick, and
he is. We're going to talk about that in the after party a little bit too.
From the vaccine,
that has something to do with his well, he's got cancer, aggressive cancer.
He's got the same taint
So
cancer
maybe-
as Biden, and in his
So,
video,
yeah,
he
I
says
wonder
he's
if
not
that
sure
had
if he'll make it
something
through
to
the summer.
do.
Prostate.
So he's
Yeah.
I think that's interesting timing, though. That like, okay, what do I have to clear up before I die? All right, I have to say this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think that's
Right.
That's cool.
Well, it is interesting though that both of them have prostate cancer though.
Checks out, you know.
You got to be able to pume. Where's it at, bro?
Ah, shit.
You gotta be able
Come
to
on.
All right.
Shut up!
So, let's move on to somebody that we've all three of us have had, you know, at least a fond spot for at some point in our lives, Mr. Jordan B. Peterson, who has, you know, he had some things. He tried the meat diet, and he had tried some benzos, and he tried some different methods of life. He tried Zionism and working for Ben Shapiro, and he tried, I don't know, just being a general clone of himself. And like a month ago, he was on Joe Rogan calling everybody psychopaths that what James Lindsay would call the woke right. He took it a step further because he diagnosed them all as psychopaths. as a psychologist, to go on the internet and be like, if you disagree with me, it's psychopathic behavior. So he's been on quite a decline as of late, but I feel like it's hard to get much lower than what happened this last week, because Jordan Peterson went on the Jubilee series where they put one guy, usually a conservative, in the middle, and then put 20 people around him in a circle that all disagree with the concept that they're there to discuss. And the 20 people have a chance to go up in one-on-one debate with the person. I know that Ben Shapiro, all the Daily Wire guys, I think, have done it. Charlie Kirk and others have done it. And it's always like abortion or the war or this or that. And this one was on Christianity versus atheism. The topic was Christianity versus atheism, and they brought Jordan Peterson, who has a lot of thoughts on Christianity, but has never been an avowed Christian. Really, he's spoken of God as a nebulous concept that is worth a good chat and a deep intellectual pondering, but he's not a Christian or maybe he is. I don't know. It's not for me to judge, but as we'll see here, it's not for Jordan Peterson to judge either.
Why is that relevant?
Because you go to a Catholic church, don't you? Or you've attended recently. You're interested in Catholicism, aren't you?
Sure.
All right. Are you familiar with their doctrines?
Somewhat.
Okay. You're
Their
familiar.
doctrines are very
How do they
deep.
regard Mary?
Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a Christian.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
Oh, what is this? Is this Christians versus atheists?
I don't know.
Where you at,
You don't
nigga?
know where you are right now.
Don't be a smartass.
Well,
and I mean
either
it,
you're a
'cause I
Christian
won't
or you're
talk
not.
to you if you're a smartass.
Oh, either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me.
got him.
I was under the impression
private.
I was invited to talk to a Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel. You're probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something. You are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing. Right? You're not a Christian.
Okay, I'm done with him.
Oh my god.
Destroyed.
Yeah, I saw this. That must be the worst performance that any like conservative has put on that show. I would have to imagine. That was so bad.
It is. As far as I've seen, it is. And what's funny is that he's like the Daily Wire guy, and the Daily Wire became a thing because of Ben Shapiro going out and crushing 16-year-olds at debates on college campuses. And now we've got Jordan Peterson. Like, why was Jordan Peterson the guy to be talking on this at all? He's not a philosopher. He's not a theological guy. He's a psychologist. He's not even a Christian, as far as he seems to be able to admit. And his arguments to be like, I don't have to tell you what I am. You shut up. Quit being a nasty little shit. Like, he's never looked like more of a just straight boomer. Like, I don't have to sit here and take your line of questioning, son. Like,
He looked
it's
like
so
an
bad.
angry teacher who was getting schooled by a student. Like everybody's had that teacher who just is kind of, full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just
I'm
got
wondering if
fucking exposed.
Yeah, like was this actually like just a setup? Like, is that why they had him on? Like,
It's
just
all
to
a
make him look
setup.
bad
The entire
on this
premise
issue?
of the
Yeah.
show is a setup.
Oh.
Like, and he should know that going into this. Like, if you watch any of the others, of course it's a setup. They want the guy in the middle to not be able to hold his own, because Jubilee, I would imagine, is a pretty left-leaning thing, since they can come up with a million people that agree with their point, and They only get these one talking heads to bring on and chastise and see if they can hold their own. It is the entire premise of it is a setup. Like, you're going to get 20 people and you got to argue with all of them for like a minute at a time. Like, it's not a fair structure to begin with. He should know that it's not for it's not there to make Jordan Peterson look good. It's there to challenge Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson just did not rise to the challenge of 20-year-olds.
No, and I think like these are college leftists who are like some of the easiest people to defeat in debates. Like Ben Shapiro destroys these people, as you mentioned. Like there are plenty of videos on that. As long as the topic is one that's in his wheelhouse. He just wrecks them on,
they should have
on
sent a real
socialism
Christian for
basically.
this. Like that debate deserved a real like dedicated Christian.
Right.
That's
They could have chose Charlie Kirk or Matt Walsh or somebody, or maybe like some sort of pastor or somebody who has something to do with theology, like a theological scholar, not.
Because you should be able to be like, why are you so angry, kid? But Jordan Peterson always looked angrier. Oh, you little shit! Like he,
Don't disrespect your elders, son. That's how debate works. Like,
Terrible.
I'm supposed to win because don't you know what I've been through and how smart I am? And that's kind of it. Like Jordan Peterson's just been, he just rambles as of late. It used to be like clean your room and like not grand intellectual premises to begin with, but now he's like, it's like he's trying to sound smart and he's in doing so put himself squarely into the category of pseudo-intellectual. And during a time when like the dark web and all that, like you had like the Sam Harris's, all these pseudo-intellectuals and I don't know. Like Jordan Peterson was one of the ones that came out of all of that and was like, no, I actually am trying to help young men be better. I am trying to help the world be a better place. And I was like, the young men are bad and these young men here are being downright disrespectful to me because I don't know how to debate.
Yeah.
And there's another one here. Go ahead.
Oh, boy. Well, like I have 12 Rules for Life and whatever the other book was that was in that same like line of books after that. Like they're pretty good books.
Sure.
He was, I mean, he did some good things back then. He was obviously really good on the pronouns issue. And that's how he became famous. Like, I'm not going to use your pronouns. It wasn't even that extreme. It was just like, I don't think you should be forced to use people's pronouns. Like that's all he said. And people flipped out on that. So it's like, all right. Jordan Peterson's good. He's correct on that. And then, I don't know, he doesn't take his own advice from his own 12 Rules book because I'm pretty sure he just descended back into like drug addiction and stuff. And now he's been shit since then pretty much. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. And the carnivore diet stuff, I think was mostly his daughter doing it because I guess she was going to die if she didn't do it or according to her. I don't even know.
I'm sure it was Andrew Tate's idea or something.
I think the Jordan Peterson machine that was established after he like blew up from social media became large and members of his family, including his daughter, like enjoyed it. So like, I feel like, I don't think he does too. I think he likes the fame. Like look at the suits he wears and stuff like that. He's obviously peacocking, like wants to be looked at. Yeah. And I think he got, you hit it, dude. Like during COVID, man, he was fucked up on the benzos big time. I don't know if like what he's doing, but whatever has happened to him, man, like, I don't know. It looks like he's Botoxing, but he's got like a perma scowl on his face. He looks like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. It's like, it's really sad. That book, 12 Rules was great. Yeah. It's really sad.
He did get fucked up on benzos. You know what? If you're on a benzos addiction, perhaps you could change that. You could supplement it with a different product of some sort, like I don't know, where's my thing, like mycadelics. Get ready to grow your mind and your mushrooms with mycadelics, the only mushroom grow kit endorsed by the legend himself, Mike Tyson. Isn't that right, Dave?
I thought you were promoting Mike Brancatelli.
I was not.
Oh,
I haven't heard that in a long time.
He's Dave Smith's former co-host. And he
ayahuasca off the face of the earth, probably.
Yeah, he's with Aaron Rodgers now.
He's ascended.
These are Mike Tyson's mushrooms. That's right. The baddest motherfucker on the planet brings you simple at-home solution to cultivate your own magic mushrooms. Mycadelics makes it easy. With everything you need in one bag, just add your spores and watch them grow, bro.
That's right, Dave. So go to advancedmyco.com and use promo code SYSTEM to save $5 at checkout and experience the psychedelic revolution of the champ.
Wow. They're actually made out of.
You must be older than Toad to ride this ride. All right.
They're made out of the cells from Evander Holyfield's ear. I'm pretty sure.
Probably something to that effect. Now, speaking of drug addictions, let's get back to Jordan Peterson and watch his slow decline into madness himself. Because here's another one, which I thought was... I saw the last one going around, but this one I think is even possibly
I can't even
worse.
tell what gender these people are. Like they come out, it's like, yeah, guess which gender this person is. That's really what the show is.
They're just like when you're gonna go and build your own character on a video game. They're just like the base layer. Like this dude is just like has nothing added. It's just base.
Yeah, no genitals.
Ken doll. All right, let's see if Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson, renowned psychologist, can hold his own against this mannequin of a human.
So do you believe in the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good notion of God?
What do you mean by believe?
Pause it real quick. Pause it real quick. Dude, how can you immediately, after that kid presents himself as a douche, go, I'm going to be the bigger douche right now?
Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Watch me douche.
What the fuck?
What do you mean by believe? What everybody means by believe, Jordan Peterson. Like, just have a conversation, dude. Like, we understand that you're losing, but it's so it only makes it more obvious when he spins in these circles of what do you mean by God? What do you mean by believe? What do you mean by what?
That's the circular definition. What do you mean
How
when
is
you
that
say you
circular?
believe?
How is that circular?
Because you added no content to the answer by substituting the word true and believe.
I said you think it to be true.
All right. So if
What's
you
a
believe
belief?
something, you stake your life on it.
What do you mean by that?
You live for it and you die for it. That's what I mean by that. It isn't something that you say. It isn't something that's associated with logical consistency. It's not declarative. It's not propositional. It's not a figment of your imagination. It's the presupposition of your attention and your action. And you're either fragmented, in which case you worship multiple gods, or there's some unity at the bottom of it that makes you an unstoppable force.
Okay, so you're
The kid's like just blank stare, like, what? I asked you if you believe in God, and you went on a tirade of the definition of the word believe and how you have to be willing to die for something if you believe it. If you believe the sky is blue, you better be willing to die for it. If somebody has a gun to your head and they're like, say the sky is green, if you're not willing to die for that, then you never believed it.
Yeah, right.
So stupid.
You're saying that you don't believe something if you wouldn't die for it?
Not really, no.
Okay. So then,
How would you define belief? Something you say?
Can I explain? Like, I could believe it is the case that this pen exists.
If you shut
but
the fuck up,
someone,
I'll tell you.
Threaten my life, right? I would lie in order to be able to save my life, right? Like, I think you would do that too. You wouldn't lie to save your
Don't
life.
be so sure.
You wouldn't lie to save your life?
How much do you know about me? I didn't lie to save my career. I didn't lie to save my clinical practice.
Would you lie to like save your children, your mom, your dad?
I don't think lying would save them.
No, can there ever be a circumstance logically that lying could save someone?
Yeah, and if you're steeped in sin, you're likely to live in circumstances like that.
Oh my
I'll give you an example. If
God.
you're like
It's so bad. It's so like, and he like accuses this kid in a minute of like dodging the question or like working his way around the question when that's what he's been doing this entire time. Do you believe in God? What is believe? You must die for belief. Oh God.
Yeah, the kid is just like Socratic methoding him basically, and he's hanging himself. It's so bad.
He's like, is there anything that you would be willing to lie about to save yourself? No, don't you know who I am? I'm Jordan Peterson. I once said men are men and women are women and got fired for it. Okay, but but would you though if it was your life? And
like Nazi Germany, and it is the case that there's like Jewish people in your attic and you're trying
I
to
know
protect
the
them,
example.
would you lie to like the Nazis? If
I
they're
would have done
asking?
everything I bloody well could, so I wouldn't be in that situation.
Would you
to
lie?
begin with.
Oh my
It's a
God.
hypothetical. It's not
answer
answerable.
He's failing the breakfast question.
No, I can't answer a hypothetical like
What?
that because
Did
it's
you eat
far.
today?
he can't even answer the hypothetical. It's just
No.
beyond the pale to answer the question of would you lie to the Nazi regime if you were hiding somebody in your attic? Well, I wouldn't be in that situation because I wouldn't hide somebody in my attic.
It's
what are
such
you
a
saying?
simple like even before he like that's a good hypothetical for that the kid gave. Even before he said that, like it's such an easy answer. Like, is there any scenario where
Of course.
where it's justified to lie? Yes, of course there is.
Of course.
But he would never find himself in an authoritarian regime where that would be the case. He would do everything he bloody well could. Like, okay, Jordan, like, it's so exhausting. Like, this is a hypothetical question, and you're gonna tell me how you lived your life leading up to this hypothetical that prevented you from being in this it's still a hypothetical, Jordan. Just answer the fucking question. Good.
This has nothing to do with God either.
No.
Do you guys think that do you think he's actually that retarded, or do you think that he's built up this web of bullshit that he has to live with and has to navigate that somehow? Like, I don't know, instead of he's the guy who, like you said, dude, just kind of like won't say one way or another, like where he is. And it's just like, for one, it's just a terrible representation for the specific debate they're having. But like, it just seems like he's being intentionally obtuse.
Absolutely.
Completely intentionally dodging this.
He's filibustering and trying to confuse the kid. It feels like he's trying to spin him into a circle and be like, well, see, now you don't know what we're talking about now. But the entire time the kid's just like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, nobody knows what you're talking about. I asked you a very simple question.
Right.
All right.
Did you
Don't play games.
I'm not playing games. I'm just asking if you ate it.
If you present me with an intractable moral choice that's stripped of context and you back me into a corner, you're playing game.
And you're playing the fucking victim. He's backing you into a corner by asking you, do you believe in God and would you harbor a Jew in your attic? These are not hard questions.
And he's also intentionally just using big words because he thinks it's going to make him sound more intelligent.
Absolutely.
I just told you I would do everything that I could to make sure that I'm never in that situation. By the time you've got there, you've made so many mistakes that there's nothing you can do that isn't a sin.
Haven't you read my book?
Germany and trying to protect people that
Did you even clean your
room?
room?
Jewish friend that you have, and you want to protect them.
I think you should
have
just
them
give
in your
up on
attic.
that line of questioning.
Give up on,
Oh my God.
I think you should stop asking that question because I'm still not going to have an answer no matter how many times you ask it.
You've made so many mistakes if you put yourself in that situation. You should have turned every Jew that you knew into the Nazis.
You're like uncomfortable with me asking this question? It's just a basic hypothetical. Like I could ask you.
It's just a basic
Yeah,
hypothetical
Like,
where you're,
like
you
if you-
put Jews' lives at stake in Nazi Germany. That's just a basic hypothetical.
Obviously, you would lie in that scenario to save their life, but you're like not trying to answer this question for some reason.
I just told you why.
Are you anti-fascist? Like, so you're
Why
anti-fascist?
are you asking that?
I was just asking. But like, okay, again, you're not answering this hypothetical because you know it shows that you clearly would lie to save
I'm
someone's life.
answering it in
Obviously,
a
that's
manner
not
you
what truth
don't
is.
find acceptable.
Because you haven't answered it.
I wouldn't be in that scenario.
Obviously, right? Logically, because that's
No.
already happened. Like that's in the past. You don't have
I don't
time
live
to
in
compromise.
the
So bring this
1940s.
logical
I would not be in that scenario.
This would never happen to me. I would never find myself in such a predicament.
hypothetical to
I'm
show
not
you
in
that
Europe.
some circumstances that do happen within the real world, you would lie to save people's lives. So your definition of truth isn't actually how we're typically using it. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to muddy the waters when I ask you, like, do you believe this? Do you think this to be true? So you don't actually have to answer the questions. And plenty of Christians don't like that because they clearly see that you don't really like want to be associated with
I can
Christianity with that
imagine
respect.
that I was in a situation where the best I could do as a consequence of my previous mistakes was to tell the least amount of lie I could manage. But that would likely indicate that I had made all sorts of catastrophic errors on my way there.
So you would lie to save someone's life. So again, you do believe it to be true in that circumstance, even though you like lied in that scenario. So
Not
clearly that's
without
not
the
what you see to be true.
context that I put it in.
You were not willing to
I
die for it.
said-
You were not willing to let other people die for it. So that's not what you see to be true then, seemingly.
You're doing exactly what I said you were doing at the beginning of the conversation. You're generating an impossible, restricted, hypothetical with no precursors to back me into a
How is
corner.
it possible? Is there something contradictory about it? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Oh my God.
This is an entirely impossible question to answer.
It has nothing to do with like the premise that I thought was the premise of this whole thing, which is the existence of God. Like, what is it? I guess they're getting at like, you know, an objective morality, I guess is kind of the question they're trying to address here, but they're not getting at any of it.
Sure. Well, there's like each segment there, like Jordan Peterson will propose a new question and then they'll do like 10 minutes on that where kids can come up or whatever. But in this one, I mean, it did start there. He asked him, do you believe in God? And he went on a tangent about belief. Was that this one or was that the other one? I don't know.
So Peterson is able to like, he's able to like He's able to tell them what the topic is going to be. Peterson is.
Yeah. He gets to
Oh my
choose the
God.
question. The topic is at the beginning of each segment. He says, like one of them, for example, is like atheists. The next topic is atheists. Everybody worships something, even if atheists don't realize that they do. So like he's coming up with these topics. They're very Jordan Peterson topics.
He's correct
even.
about that.
Sure, absolutely. And all of these kids weren't able to come up with the topics. He's coming up with the topics. They're jumping in, and he can't even defend his own thing. Like, why did you go on the show? Why did you come up with ideas that? Did you think that these kids, these 20 children, would have nothing to offer to this conversation? He had to have thought that he was going to mop the floor with them, but it was quite the opposite. And I don't like to be the guy who, says "good job, left-wing mannequin" or what have you. Like, but they did. They crushed him, and it's not really because they did an amazing job. It's because Jordan Peterson sucks, like bad now.
Yeah, this is the new one gorilla versus 100 men. This is one Jordan Peterson versus 20 college progressives.
20 children. Yes.
And we know who wins the fight.
And that's the incredible part. By the way, this show, which I've never heard of before, both of these
Me neither.
Right. I've seen two dudes destroy Jordan Peterson, just like normal dudes who just, I don't know their politics about anything else, but like that's really telling. Like, I think the Daily Wire guys, Ben Shapiro only likes to debate, right?
He might only like to date children.
Yeah, right.
Also,
Debate.
We can't.
Yeah, he dates.
He's only
androgynous
debating.
I don't know. He's really into his sister, it seems like, but who am I to judge?
Who wouldn't be?
Come on now. Yeah, they let this one go. I don't know what happened, but he was murdered in public.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Jordan Peterson is a clone?
Ooh.
No, I think that he's fucked up. I think he signed a contract with one of these big talent agencies and has obviously a Daily Wire contract that he has to adhere to. And I think he likes being famous and making money. And he just signed a deal with the devil, dude. That's what it is. I think that he's there to maybe discredit some stuff. I don't know. I don't fully understand, but
I gotta wonder, whose idea this was even. Because if the Daily Wire had some part in it, you would think they would send like a Matt Walsh or even an Andrew Klavan, like somebody who vocally at least proclaims to be a Christian, over Jordan Peterson, who doesn't quite understand the premise of belief, God, or Christianity, but is an authority figure on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think because they think, well, he's like a professor who's sort of in, I don't know, a realm that's kind of adjacent to like philosophy. But he isn't really. He's in psychology. I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't either. Just one more sad nail in the Jordan Peterson coffin as we watch another old elderly man just get abused in public by his own creation to some degree.
By Misfit Patriot.
Oh boy.
I'm going to his trial, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
That is awesome, dude.
I'll hopefully he sees me. I'll shout out to our gang. I'll get some video. Hopefully.
Do you know about does he have a trial? Are you really going to a trial? What's the situation there? Is this for the alleged him beating up an old man thing or something?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow, that thing that he vehemently denied the allegations on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I've seen like some of the court documents, and it seems it's pretty real. I think he did do it.
Wow. When's the court case?
June 10th, dead of mass.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing.
We might
Doing
have to
some
have you back
intrepid
on to
reporting.
report
Yeah, that's great.
Hopefully I'll be able to do some of that.
Snag the interview.
Get the interview with Misfit Patriot.
So it turns out you beat this bitch. What's up?
Write a song about him and play it on your ukulele while he's walking out. And
oh my god! Yes.
Oh man, I just hope he sees me, recognizes me, and gets thrown off by it, intimidated by
it. Toad just blank staring at him in the corner with his autistic face and holding a ukulele, threatening to play it, but not ever actually playing it.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to let me into the courthouse, but I'll at least have some video from outside probably.
Nice. Very good. We will end on this before we jump over into the after party, where we're going to talk about Biden's cancer and some more fun things. I guess we were supposed to talk about Bongino and Kash and their their new theories on Epstein being totally up and up. But before we jump over there, I do have one more thing that I wanted to play and share, and it seems relevant to some degree. Before we do that, Toad, have any women expressed any interest in you yet because of your newfound fame and stardom?
Define express interest.
I thought you were going to say define woman. What is a woman?
They're sending nudes. He's getting titties in the DMs.
I'm going to be Jordan Peterson. Yeah, but sending me titties doesn't mean they're actually necessarily interested. It's just like, well, maybe it does. I don't know. You think I can read women?
That's clearly nothing. They're just horses. Avoid those ones anyway, Toad. You don't want those ones. But
I like some of them.
Even amidst the throes of cancellation and hard times and your life being upended, some people out there have still managed to find love. And that brings us to our next segment here on Harry Sisson.
There's nothing manly about supporting Donald Trump. What's manly is taking your girlfriend to a really nice restaurant, as I'm doing right now, and also voting for her and everyone else to have basic human rights.
I love that video. I love that video. That's proof that Harry Sisson, after all of his controversy with women of the last few months, he is back in the saddle. Because as you can see here, he is going to dinner with his girlfriend that he supports and loves and voted for, and you know that he's with his girlfriend that he loves and supports and voted for because of how he said it.
Yeah, and we don't even see her in the video.
Yeah,
so
it's just like, see, I'm here with my girlfriend. Like,
probably she doesn't exist, but I actually
he probably ordered 2 steaks and put one across the table. Like, see, there's 2 people here.
Yeah, it was Sisson that was the one who like people came out and were like, he was asking me for nudes, right? That was him.
Yep.
That actually made me like him more. That was the only thing that he did that I had any respect for.
Oh yeah, we had a whole AI song about that too, about finding out that Harry Sisson wasn't gay, and it was the biggest surprise of all. Only beat by the finding out that Reed Coverdale has a woman now and also is not gay. But surprises all around. Maybe Toad will be the next one. Maybe he'll catch that bouquet of culture and be the next one on the list.
Yeah, what surprised me about Reed, I knew he wasn't gay, even though I have slept with him on multiple occasions. But I knew he wasn't actually gay. Just homosexual, I guess we can call it.
Yeah.
But the thing about Reed is that he tends to like older women because he looks like he's 20 years older than he actually is. So older women are always hitting on him, and I guess he's into older women. But now he has an age-appropriate girlfriend, and that's what threw me off about it.
That is weird. Yeah. Well, Toad, it's been fun, and Harry Sisson's got a woman clearly, as we could see there. Now Reed's got a woman. Our hearts go out to you, as some might say, and as Elon might say. Our hearts go out to you in your endeavors to find employment, to find a woman, and to find, decency in your life, and to just be a decent human being. But any final thoughts from either of you on any of this before we jump over to the after party? Toad, got any final thoughts on anything we've discussed today?
I'll just plug Tower Gang Toad on Twitter, the Give Send Go /Tower Gang Toad if you want to throw some support my way for the fundraiser. Tower Gang, the podcast, of course, patreon.com/Tower Gang if you want to support the podcast. And Bohemian Grove tickets are still available. So if you want to come see us live at the end of February in Leesburg, Florida, it's going to be a huge event. We're going to have Owen Benjamin is the headliner of the comedy night, and Sam Tripoli is headlining the conspiracy night. So some big names going on there, and a live Tower Gang, of course, and a live bodybuilding competition where I'm going to be blindfolded and judge Cole versus Raven. They're going to be oiled up, and I have to judge them only by touch.
I don't know that there's ever been a better use of this button before.
Nazi fags.
And I'm honored to give it to you. Dave, where can people find you, and any final thoughts that you got on any of this shit, between, be it Toad rising to stardom on with his InfoWars debut, be it Kanye West or whatever else. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
what do you got?
You can find me at Dave versus Goliath 1 on Twitter and dissidentmedia.com. And yeah, Toad, it was good chatting with you, man. I appreciate again your bravery and congratulations. I mean, the job thing sucks, but what you were just saying about that aside, all the stuff that's happening with your podcast, man, and like you guys got a great team, and the Bohemian Grove thing, I think that's super impressive, dude. And happy for you guys, and have fun, and everybody should do that. And if you're, for the women who are listening to this who want to make Toad feel better but don't want to date him, send nudes.
That's right.
Send nudes. And if you're interested in Toad and dating Toad, send like flirtatious emojis and things like that. And then
and also nudes. I mean, either way, really.
I don't know how to make Elon go away. I don't know what I did.
We just have to look at Elon the whole time. Now look at all the hearts, man.
Drop some heart emojis for Toad.
How do you make it stop?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess that's as good a place as any to wrap it up, since you can't see us anymore. There we go. That works. You can follow me at TSIDPod on Twitter. TheSystemIsDown.tv is the website, or wherever the System Is Downs are sold. Thank you, Toad, for being here. Thank you, Dave, for being here. Both of you keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah, thanks for having
whatever
me.
fight it is that you're fighting. But keep having fun. Keep being weird. Question everything. Stay uncomfortable. Be bad. Have fun. We'll talk to you all next time, or in the Downers Club right now. Patreon.com/The System Is Down. We will see you all there. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Thanks for watching. Smash all the like and subscribe buttons, because that's what we say at the end of videos. Good night, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day.
This has been a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net